our next game. So I'm just challenging them that way. So they'll come in and practice because they don't want to run. But Anthony Davis, it was great to see him. Now, if you're him, when you ball fake, step through, ball fake, and just get fouled, why even shoot the ball? Get fouled. So, it was good to see him make his. And Michael missed a bunch, which he normally doesn't do. He missed 5 of them, but I may cut a couple of those out because he played so hard.
Cal, you said not everybody handled it as well as Michael, but you've harped so much on the toughness aspect of your team. Was today helpful in that continued growth?
Yeah, it's good to play a game. There was 2 reasons. One, they were going to press us, and what happened is I still, Marcus is getting better, but he's still not my point guard yet. So what I'm saying, there were things that we were supposed to do that he just chose not to do in this game. And in most cases, he lost the ball or turned it over or looked around. And again, it was more about the execution of how we play. But you got to give Louisville credit. I mean, they didn't go away. They weren't intimidated by Rupp Arena. Those guys, they got good players. I think that the foul trouble affected them too. I think again they're deserving of the ranking.
John, when you see 29% and you win, what does that tell you? What went right?
You rebounded and you defended pretty good. They only shot 32%, 22 from the 3. So that means you defended and you rebounded. And you love winning games like that because there are going to be games that happens. You're just not going to shoot the ball well. Or teams are going to muck it up, or they're going to go triangle and 2, or box and 1, something you haven't seen, and all of a sudden you look confused, you can't make a shot, but you defend and you rebound, so you win anyway. And that's what we want to do.
And in the last 10 seconds, I think Louisville made 2 shots, forced a turnover on the press. I wondered what you thought about just the effort that they expended against you guys and that you guys had to.
No, they were good. But we expected it. I mean, I knew they'd come in here and play, and they did. I mean, they battled, and that's how they play. They don't stop until the whistle goes, and if it was, instead of us being up 12 or 13, whatever it was, if it was a 6-point game, we may have lost that game. And that's what I tried to explain to my team after. And there was no reason for it. There's no reason for it. It was us. And now you gave them a chance to do this, and they did what a good team does. They made their shots. If it was a 6-point game, we just went overtime.
John, was it something Louisville did to Darius, 8 turnovers and 2 for 8 shooting, or was it just Darius?
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Darius was okay. Now, he lost 3 or 4 balls because they kind of got after him, but he does that every game. I mean, but what I thought he did was, physically, he wasn't afraid to go in there and bump. I love the offensive rebound. The kid blocked the shot, but I want him to play that way. I didn't think Darius played that poorly. I thought he played okay. The numbers don't look right, but he's a kid in a game like this going to have 8 turnovers. Because they're going to come up in him. That's going to happen.
Cal, you said at halftime, you told the team that they would find out what Anthony does for them in the second half. What does he do? What did you see? What did they see in the second half?
Well, what they did was they kept driving the ball for layups. When you look at halftime, they either had free throws or layups. They had 1 3 in the corner where we left the corner, Michael Gilchrist, which we talk all the time, don't we? We left it, kid made it. Other than that, they shot all layups. Now, they were from our turnovers or from a pick and roll where they went at Kyle or they went at Eloy, but it was because he wasn't in there. Second half they were doing the same thing, and he blocked on those. So he had 4 blocks to start the second half on plays they made against us without him in the game.
Comment on the defense on Keurig. Looked like you didn't want to leave him at all to help anybody else.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he's a kid that makes shots, and you got to play him to. We just said don't help off of him. Just make sure if we have to switch off, and we'll go from there.
Coach, can you ever recall in your career having a team to shoot under 30% and make more than 20 turnovers, yet be the top 10 team?
I was at UMass, we played Maryland, and I think we shot 29%. I don't think we had 20 turnovers. But we shot 29% we played in Baltimore somewhere and won the game. I can remember, that was in 19. It stands out because it was a game that I walked off and said, how in the world did we win this game? And Gary plays that press and the funky zone and you know, and they shot like 26%. It was a pretty game. It was one you would have enjoyed. Very memorable.
John, in a game with this many fouls, what do you say to your guys as far as maintaining aggressiveness versus not fouling out?
Well, we fouled because they were dumb fouls. I mean, Durant grabbed the guy's arm for a fourth foul. You know why? Because he didn't aggressively come back to meet the pass. So now he's in the slow motor moved away from the ball. The kid runs up and he grabs it. He did it. He grabbed it. Marcus Teague, we're forcing him to the right. And he jumped up on him, and the kid went left, and he fouled him. Well, then we're all like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? That's not how we're playing. We just did a lot of that kind of stuff. And, you know, the turnovers were, again, the spacing and what we were trying to do and to get them to where they were trying to go. And then the aggressive play, the body grind, we just didn't do it very well.
John, you started Michael out on Chris Smith, and then when they brought Russ Smith in, you used him on
I was going to put him on Siva, but I imagine they prepared all week for that. So, kind of like the Indiana game where 5.6 seconds with 2 fouls to give, I was going to trick him again. And so we said, you know what, let him guard the other Smith, because the other Smith is the one that's really stepped up his game. And Siva's still very good, but I thought Marcus could play Siva and bother him a little bit. Plus, I thought with Anthony Davis in there, you know, he's not going to get as many layups. So I did it right before game time. But we were going to put him on Siva to try to say, let's take him out of the game like we did a year ago. But I just, something in me said, we're not doing that.